caso las instrucciones. El huesito, para arriba. Suban los golpes. Buena suerte los dos. Keep your punches up. Good luck to both of you guys.
Final instructions from the referee. 12-round scheduled bout for the WBO Junior Flyweight Championship of the world. A fight that we've been waiting to see. Waiting to learn more about Jorge Arce. And Jorge's going to be ready for this fight, I would say.
Well, and he has an interesting strategy coming in. He says he's going to box for the first 4 rounds, then try and go after Michael Carbajal. Given the size of this ring, I wonder if he'll continue to do that or if he will stand in front of Carbajal.
He says he's not interested in a decision. A knockout is much better. We'll see. As here we go, round 1.
When Carbajal lost his last fight, the baby Jake Matlala, just about 2 years ago, he retired after that. It was a surprising win. Matlala was a good fighter, very short fighter, one of the shortest, I believe the shortest in boxing. Just Carbajal couldn't deal with his hand speed, so be good to look early to see if the hand speed of Arce bothers him. Good right by Carbajal.
Good right, had him off balance a little bit, but it did get in out. Arce coming back a little bit, and look at Carbajal. That left got in just a tad on the right side of his head. And we have a little mark on the forehead of Arce.
And one important thing to remember when you watch Michael Carbajal box, even in his heyday, he was not the quickest starter on the planet and took some shots early, even in the great Gonzalez fight that we showed you highlights of in our pre-fight show. He was knocked down twice by Gonzalez before he ended up winning that fight.
Once again, Carbajal showing some quickness with the right, and Arce coming back with a combination of his own. I think they're going to go at it now. That's my guess.
We'll see a lot of good action in this fight, and a lot of, I think, good exchanges between both fighters. You know, Carbajal has such experience. He's 15-4 in World Championship matches. And Arce himself, of course, is a new champion who has only been in 2 World Championship matches, won the title from Juan Cordoba, and then defended it against Salvatore Fani in Italy. Went to Italy for his first defense after winning the title here in Tijuana.
Continues to try to load the right up, followed up a little uppercut to Carbajal. He likes that combination.
So far, Michael has not been able to get off very well, throwing 1 punch at a time. And of course, when you look at veterans in a comebacking mode, that's one of the things you look for. Are they capable of throwing combinations, or are they just singular punches?
Oh, low blow, very low.
They could have given Carbajal some time, and should have, but the referee just said, well, okay, go ahead. Easy for you to say. Yeah. Okay. Body work, though, it didn't deter Arce from going downstairs.
15. About 10 seconds left, round 1. We're going to take you inside Carvajal's corner at the end of this round. Nice right.
That's Danny Carbajal. They're getting ready to talk to him.
As soon as he throws that jab, you gotta let go of that right hand. Bend with it, okay?
Well, you heard Danny Carbajal say, throw that right hand. After he throws the jab, they want him to counter with it. These two men have had a wonderful relationship. It's rare in boxing that family relationships work, but it's working in this instance.
Well, there's not going to be a lot of secrets in that corner, that's for sure.
That, of course, is Jorge Arce, who did what he promised he would do, and that is box in the first round. He didn't go after Carbajal.
Well, he said 1 through 4 he's going to box. Another interesting fact about Arce people might not know, he talks about how he's ambidextrous and feels like he's very versatile, and At one time, he was a baseball pitcher, and when his right arm got tired, he started pitching with his left arm, and he was able to relieve himself, a self-made reliever.
You've done a lot of baseball. I've never seen that.
I've never seen it.
The interesting thing he said, the only thing was the coach had to bring out a different glove.
Yeah, instead of changing pitchers, he had to change gloves.
Good right hand there by Arce.
And the crowd's starting to heat up a little bit. They want to see a little more out of their young champion.
Early on, one of the discouraging things I think for Carbajal is he's really not throwing many combinations. And in his best days, he was capable of doing that.
Arce seems intent on working the body a little bit and doubling up with some combinations. And very smooth-looking young fighter so far.
And Carbajal not working well on the inside. And that is something he has always been known to do. Good body work.
Yes,
I'll tell you what, Jorge Arce has as good a left hook to the body as you would want to see in a fighter. He can dig that punch down there.
Don't want to overstep it, but remember a man named Chavez who used to be able to do that pretty good.
He was very good left hook to the body. Another Mexican champion, of course. Tonight, 3 different Mexican champions on display. We saw Diego Morales, the younger brother of Eric, the junior bantamweight champ, defend his title. And here is Arce, and then we're going to see Eric Morales later. Another low blow.
There's another low blow from the left hand of Arce, about 120 left. The referee gives him a warning, and they step back in. And the crowd didn't like it, but it was, as they say, south of the border, definitely.
The question is, will the referee have the courage to take a point away if things continue going this way? Raul Calles, the referee.
Carbajal continuing to absorb punishment and not really able to mount any kind of strategy so far, as Arce continues to double up on his punches and work downstairs and then try to come over the top. Good foot movement around the ring, and there's the right hand that got in, and you can see that Carbajal's blinking a little bit of a swelling on his left eye.
So far, the strategy that Arce laid out for himself has worked very well. Good right hand by Carbajal. He's been able to box Carbajal and still land while he's boxing because Carbajal has been coming to him and Arce has been counterpunching pretty well. That was the best move of the fight by Carbajal.
Step back, missed the punch, and now he's inside like you were talking about.
And he's working. He's working good with the right hand, and he's counterpunching well.
10 seconds left, round number 2. Well, look at this, Arce trying to put on a little rally here.
Very interesting round, and that probably is a portent of things to come. Those kind of exchanges we'll see more of as this fight continues.
Okay, let's send you to Mario, who's standing by with the challenger tonight, Renate Hamili.
Thank you, Alan. For the most part, things have been very quiet here. He's been stretching, trying to work out a little bit. It's not easy winning here in Tijuana. 15,000 people. He's the underdog. How are you going to get 15,000 people out of your ear and out of your head?
Anong gagawin mo para mapaniwala mo itong tao to na ikaw ay mas magaling kaysa kay Morales?
Sa ngayon, hindi ko na iniisip yung mga nanonood. Yung iniisip ko ngayon, talagang madala ko yung corona pauwi. Dahil matagal ko nang pinaghirapan to at naasahan na mapalaban sa World Championship.
He's only thinking of bringing home the title to the Philippines because he's been waiting for this title fight for a long, long time.
Oddmakers have Jamili underdog 30-1. Back to you guys.
Well, 30-1 is pretty strong odds against him, but there's a lot of question marks on that fight. And this fight, we're going to see what happens in round 3, Al. You see Carbajal starting to find himself a little bit early.
Yeah, he's become counterpunching more effectively as Arce comes to him. And Michael has found the right hand, which has always been a good weapon for him.
Now he's in the corner where he doesn't want to be, and Arce still working with the body.
Carbajal wants to counterpunch from that posture, but wasn't able to do it in that instance.
Not a lot of room to work with up there in this ring. I tell you, Arce's aggressive. He's still throwing.
And doing what he wanted to do, showing some movement. And as small as this ring is, and I guess when you got small guys, you can still box in a 16 to 18-foot ring, but Arce's making effective use of his movement. You know, Michael Carbajal has always had trouble with movement. Chiquita Gonzalez won the last 2 fights against him after he had lost that first one by moving. Good combination by Arce.
Strong right followed by left, and he's going at it again, right to the head, and the left right at the end got in. Carbajal wiping off his left eye a little bit. That could start to bother him as we go along. Another one a little low from Arce. But those combinations are starting to add up, Al.
Well, Arce's working both the body and head. Here's where Michael Carbajal should be a little more active. And I think the body work of Arce is really bothering him.
It seems to be, and he seems to land it at will. There's a right hand that got in on the jaw. And here we go as Arce steps out. You never know when they're just going to start engaging. There's another right and an uppercut. And now he's got him in a little bit of trouble, but Carbajal fighting back. And Arce, with good movements, able to step away from the punches.
I'll tell you what Jorge Arce is doing, though, that he shouldn't be doing. He's leaving himself open for the lead right hand, and even though he's winning most of these exchanges, Arce is one right hand away from being in trouble in this fight because he's wide open to that punch, and Carbajal's just barely missing it.
You can bet Carbajal knows that's his opportunity.
Little swelling underneath the left eye of Arce, but a very, very interesting third round and a good one for Arce.
Coming up on 25 seconds left, round 3. Carbajal unable to exact a little bit of damage here. There's another. He's working that body, Al. You can feel it from over here.
And finally, Carbajal himself went to the body. At a certain point, though, a lot of those are low. I think Caiz could take a point away. Good round, interesting round, and one in which Arce got a lot done.
Arce got a lot done. I don't know, maybe Carbajal.
You have to keep moving to your right. Combinations, you got to keep throwing combinations. That's what you need to do. No jabs, just combinations. You got to take advantage of it. Every time you throw a jab, follow up. Please follow my advice.
Here is Arce in the last round using the jab, the good combination punching, and that, of course, is the difference. A young fighter who's able to throw combinations, and right now, Carbajal isn't. However, Michael had his moments. There's the counter right hand that I talked about. That's the punch, if there is one in this fight, that Carbajal is really pinning his hopes on right now.